MAPPA is a studio that has recently caught the attention of millions. Some animes you might know animated by them are Yuri on Ice, Kakegurui, and their show Jujutsu Kaisen. But why are they also animating Attack on Titan? Well, today we'll be doing an analysis on what is going on with MAPPA. Let's get started. So MAPPA was founded back in 2011 and has come a long way since then, boasting around 200 employees at their headquarters and being responsible for some hit shows. But MAPPA's expertise is not in animating shows like Attack on Titan. The Attack on Titan producers, somewhere between 2017 and 2019, contacted Wit Studio and made the decision to switch studios. They said, quote, "As creators, we wanted the anime to escalate even further. Through many talks with Wit Studio, we understood that the continuation would be difficult, so we looked for a new studio. Everyone understood what big shoes they had to fill, and we were told by dozens of studios that they empathetically could not accept." Besides them just wanting to, quote, elevate the show, Wit Studio also didn't have the most fun in the world animating Attack on Titan. This probably swayed the producers to switch it up as well. Wit only had a small team of 25 people to work on Season 1, and bumped it up to 34 for Season 2. And as much as we all love Wit and how they made Attack on Titan look, they really weren't making much money for their animation. The small studio was paid a set amount to animate, and however much money the show made as a whole from merchandise and manga and publicity, Wit had nothing to do with that profit. Attack on Titan Season 1 was sort of a future investment for Wit. Now regarding the change, producers claim to have talked to dozens of animation studios, only to have been turned down by all of them except for MAPPA. Well, MAPPA kinda just said maybe. The thing that bugs me about MAPPA animating Attack on Titan isn't the CGI, which isn't even done by MAPPA. It's done by a CGI company called VSign. MAPPA really isn't doing a bad job, it's just the fact that we lost the continuity from before. The show feels too different with MAPPA animating it. I really can only imagine how it would look done by Wit. But oddly enough, the reason for the change was specifically to make the show feel different. According to an official MAPPA article published last October, Wit Studio brought up the studio change, because them seeing Eren looking over the sea made them feel like a huge change should come about. Or maybe they just got overwhelmed by the idea of 25 plus episodes to animate in Season 4. Now let's touch on MAPPA's animation of Attack on Titan itself. The animation is great, obviously, there's no question there. They're a quality studio. But it's the way they're portraying the show with said animation that might be problematic. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some hand-drawn Titan fights if those will exist in the future. If not, it's not a massive deal breaker. We always have Seasons 1 through 3 to go back to and watch. That being said, let's talk rotoscope. And before I go any further, rotoscoping is a method used in animation that involves tracing the animation over a real scene of a real person. It's used in animes to create more dynamic movements and more real feelings to the scenes. If you're watching Season 4 of Attack on Titan, you most definitely noticed this style in Episode 2. Now, I've seen this be a make it or break it for some people. There's pros and there's cons to using this method of animation. For instance, the obvious. It makes the person seem more lively. On top of that, it's easier to animate clothing and easier to animate the person themselves. But it's atypical in anime. You probably had never seen an anime with this until Attack on Titan. There are some more examples of shows that use this, but they're pretty few and far between. Anime is typically drawn with stills to ensure easier jobs for animators, since creating anime is not an easy task. And that's how Attack on Titan has always been. You might think the motions look super awkward when you watch them, but you could also say that they add a lot to the scene. I'll leave that for you to decide. Next is the character design. This was probably the first thing you noticed watching the trailer back in mid-2020. Poor Mikasa. I'm basically over the art style change at this point, but something about the proportions sometimes make me feel a little weird. Now, it's not good to compare, so we should just look at MAPPA's animation from the surface. But, if we were going to compare, some characters look pretty identical to the Wit style. And if they don't look exactly the same, just blame it on the time skip. Everyone got old, man, and some of us got manly. Overall, you can't really hate on the character design. Even with comparing to Wit Studios, they still look good. It'll just take some time for the masses to get used to how MAPPA does it. We still have many episodes to go. Now, I'm no stranger to having ill feelings to how Season 4 looks. It's pretty obvious that done by Wit, it'd just be better. Attack on Titan is Wit's show, but they said they'd rest easy knowing MAPPA would animate it, so I will too. I'm honestly completely unacquainted to MAPPA's other projects. I'm not sure I'd ever even seen a show done by them, but everyone that I'd checked out whilst editing this video had looked beautiful and seemed acclaimed by a lot of people. And you've probably seen this news about MAPPA's backlash to the Season 4 haters. I felt kind of embarrassed seeing that Attack on Titan watchers similar to me went out of their way to put down MAPPA and its employees. You can't just lash out because you miss Wit. You should lash out because you miss Tetsuro Araki. Anyways, I just felt like throwing a video together about MAPPA. So, thank you for watching.